If you don't laugh, you'll cry. Because the level of officiating in this country is an absolute disgrace. It is embarrassing. It is a shambles. And that was never a red card today. The PGMOO, shove that up yours, because that is another fucking awful decision. Awful. Absolutely awful. Anyone here who has common sense knows that Duran didn't do that on purpose. And anyone who knows the game of football knows that he has no other place to put his foot. And he did move that out the way of Fabian Schär's head. And if you think that was a red card today, comment right now. I need to hear right now why that was a red card. What is the reason for that being a red card? Where is the intention? Watch it, and watch it from all the different angles, and you can see that. Make sure you smash the like. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. Welcome to Aston Villa from the stands. This is my reaction to Newcastle United 3, Aston Villa 0 on Boxing Day. Not the way you want to spend it, but here we are. Once again, Villa cannot find a way to have a good performance up in Tyneside. And honestly, one win in something like 22 goes out there, it's just not to be. And every single Villa fan, when we looked at this fixture, when it came out, when they were released, looked at this on Boxing Day and went, yeah, that ain't a good one. We know that we struggle up there, and we know that we don't find a way or result. But today hurt even more. It hurt even more because of the red card. It hurt even more because of the manner in which we conceded in the first minute. And it hurt today that actually that was one of the most sloppiest, lethargic, embarrassing performances I've seen from Aston Villa this season. And some of the goals epitomise that. I'll be honest, 3-0 was a kind scoreline today. And Newcastle fans will probably agree with that. It should have been 5 or 6. We've been saved by some crazy, offsides. We've been saved by a handball, which Bruno probably couldn't do anything. And that rule in itself is a bit weird, that if it hits your arm, no matter what, if it's intentional or not, then, of course, the goal must be ruled out. The ball gets smashed into Bruno Guimaraes' elbow and it goes in. Really, for me, in the modern day, that should be standing as a goal. I'm not going to divert away from that. But the performance from Aston Villa today, in that first opening couple of minutes, you could tell it was going to be a long day at the office. We looked like we were running in mud. We looked like we had too many Christmas turkeys yesterday. We genuinely looked like that we'd already accepted defeat before the game had even kicked off. And Newcastle made it feel like that, A, they had the extra man on the pitch. They looked like they had a longer break. They looked like they had, all the energy they needed to compete. They were first and second balls. That midfield today of Tonali, Bruno, and Joe Linton bullied our midfield in the first half. Players like Onana, McGinn, genuinely howlers today. Stinkers. And Onana giving that ball away epitomised it. Epitomised his performance. Slow, lethargic, reckless, careless. Game intelligence was not there today. And I haven't really ever criticised Onana this season or came on him. But for me today, he was at fault for the first goal positionally in the build-up. And you need to go back and watch this really carefully. I know Kamara loses the ball, but have a look where Onana is positioned. He is on the wrong side of the pitch. He's completely switched off. He should have been round and covering up on that right-hand side. Yes, you can't do anything about the finish. But Onana, for me, positionally had a part to play in that goal in where he should have been. Emi Martinez, again, making some top saves to keep the scoreline down. But there was so much going wrong with Villa today. Too many players had too many off games. And then that red card. Now, Jhon Duran has got a problem and situation here because he's probably now going to get a 3-game ban. If the red card stands, it then means that he's got to prove his way to Unai Emery again, that he can be relied upon, that he can be someone that we can trust, that he can be someone who leads the line. And I think Unai will make a big decision and say, you haven't learnt your lesson. You're benched again. We've given you a few starts. You've blown it today. I have a feeling that is where Unai Emery is going to go with Jhon Duran. I don't know if you would agree or disagree on that, but let me know in the comment section. Will Jhon Duran almost be punished for this by Unai? And this is a reminder to Villa fans and to Unai himself that he still needs to be tamed. So that does mean now that Ollie Watkins will be leading the line for the next couple of games. And that is why against Brighton, Ollie Watkins needs to score. We need a goal from Ollie Watkins against Brighton, where we know he's going to be starting the next 3 games in the league. He needs to find a goal in that first appearance against Brighton because his confidence has obviously fallen because Duran has dismantled him, taken his place. And therefore, Ollie now will need a goal just to get him back in that rhythm. But again, the change was interesting. Youri Tielemans off, Watkins on at half-time. I wasn't sure about that one from Unai today. Thought it should have maybe taken Onana off, pushed Youri central, played Morgan out wide left, kept Watkins on up front. But I just don't know. I just didn't know why Youri was the man who was sacrificed today. Out of all of the midfielders, he, for me, was the better one out of the 3. So, I don't know. But look, what does this mean? It means that Man City result shows how important it was to beat them. Because if someone told me that you get 3 points out of a possible 6 when you play Man City and Newcastle, you snap your hand off for that. Because you go, cool, both of them are tough. We never win up against Newcastle. And Man City have always been tough. But we have come away with that. Now, if we beat Brighton on Monday under lights at Villa Park, and we take 6 out of 9 under this festive period, that for me is a tick. That for me is good. We are only 7 points off Chelsea in 2nd place. We are 1 point off Newcastle in 5th. Do not let the league position of 9th fool you as such. And I think that we have to judge today as a complete anomaly. We have to judge today as one of those games where we just have to write it off and go, that was crap. That was a bad performance and we never win up at Newcastle. Put it right against Brighton. We have to do that. However, my one criticism of that will be is that too many of those situations are happening now at Villa. And I thought that was something Unai was going to get rid of. Not having stinkers away from home. It's always been a Villa thing. Always been a consistent side at home, but our away performance has always been hit and miss. I thought we were long gone of the stinkers away from home. Today was another one of them. We've had it at Spurs. We've had it at Newcastle. We have really bad performances away from home this season at times. And we go into our shadows and we make too many mistakes. We look like we've already accepted defeat on the road. So that, for me, is a psychological, mental thing. Unai Emery has to fix that. He has to fix that. If we want to maintain a charge for the top 4, if we want to maintain a charge for even the top 6 now, those away performances need to be better, they need to be cleaner, and they need to be tidier. And I think for me, it's the manner in which we lose these games are starting to really piss me off. Because again, 3-0 is a generous scoreline. It could have been a thumping today. We've never really looked like scoring. The only chances I can think of is the Luca Dean free kick and the Pau Torres header. It's the only 2 chances I can think of where we've really tested a really poor goalkeeper in Dubravka, by the way. The bottom line is this, is that I will put down today as a one-off because we beat Man City. We were incredible against them. If we show the same against Brighton, we'll be absolutely fine. 6 points out of possible 9. But I must say, we've got to stop these stinkers on the road. Jhon Duran, will his red card be rescinded? I don't think it will. So I'm convinced that Ollie Watkins will be leading the line. And at the end of the day, if anyone thinks that is a red card, I need to know your reason why, because I'm still questioning how anyone could even think that for a second, that it was a red card. Matty Cash as well, by the way, I need to quickly touch on that one, will miss the Brighton game, which means that we're going to have to make a change at right back, which probably means, unfortunately, that Ezri Konsa will get shoved back into the right back slot, which is frustrating because I like Ezri having consistent game time at centre-half. So what does he do? Does he actually try and keep the Konsa or Tyrone Mings or Konsa and Pau Torres combination? Or does he go and play Costa at right back to allow that to happen? Or does it simply mean Ezri at right back, Diego Carlos comes in against Brighton with Pau Torres? Jesus Christ, that would be interesting. Because Diego's definitely fallen down that order as well. Something to think about. Overall, crap. Overall, not a good performance today. It was embarrassing. But the silver lining is 1 point off fifth, 7 points off second. Get back to winning ways Monday night. We look at it again differently. Hope you're well. Hope you enjoyed your festive period. Make sure you smash the like, subscribe, get in the comment section. I'm out of here. Ta-da.